everybody, we don't break, right? Okay, okay, ready, go! Okay. Yes, sir.
Good morning. We're so glad that you all are here. We're going to be talking first about how your church can minister to seniors. And I am a chaplain with Power in the Workplace Ministries, and so Rob asked me to come alongside and just kind of share some thoughts about what it is that you as churchgoers can do for the people in your midst, the people in your community. So we're going to start with that. And I guess somebody's going to do this. There we go. First of all, who are the seniors in your church? You have to take a close look at the people around you, because there are lots of people like me with white hair, not old, not yet. Do not go gently into that good night. So there are going to be a lot of folks in your midst that refuse to get old, that aren't going to get old. They're going to have that whole Canaan mentality. So what you need to do, however, is take a look at those people who maybe are a little more withdrawn, who maybe do need your help and aren't going to ask for it. So I'm just asking you, be aware of the people that are around you in your church and in your community. And why are they special? Older people, even in their 70s like me, need some special attention occasionally. They have special needs. Some people aren't as healthy as they used to be. They're on medications. They may have appliances that they need to help them walk and to keep them ambulatory. And so what we need to do is we need to discover who in our midst, again, who do we know that needs our help? And how do you start that? Your church begins its awareness with its leadership. If the leadership in your church doesn't buy into helping seniors and ministering to seniors, then nobody else will either. I'm absolutely ecstatic for Rob that all of you have it in your hearts to have come here this morning to learn how to take care of the people around you, and you're to be congratulated for that. And in addition to the leadership, the people in the staff of the church need to know. When you walk in that front door, if your receptionist doesn't know that there's a ministry to seniors, nobody's going to know. So it's imperative for each and every one of you to make sure that leadership knows and that your staff knows. And your volunteers have to be trained. One of the things that Power in the Workplace does is we're a training ministry. We teach people how to reach out to those with the gospel. And so make sure that the people that you have working in your organization know about the ministry to seniors. You may have people who are working in a nursery school and they know the grandparents. So let everybody know that your church is getting ready to embark on an absolutely fulfilling and satisfying ministry to seniors. And then community chaplains, a lot of churches do a little core of individuals who go out and minister to not only the elderly, but to people who are in confined care as well. And then the congregants. Anybody in your church can help. One of the things that I'm always just a real stickler on, however, is your leadership has to understand that if you're going to send a member of your congregation into someone's home, you better vet that person. You better know what their criminal background is and what their criminal history is. Because in America today, you just don't send anybody who says, oh, I'll go. You don't do that. You can't do that. Any more than you would put a person who hadn't been investigated into your nursery school. You just wouldn't do that. So my suggestion is to go ahead and take the time that you need as a church, as a body of Christ, to identify the people in your congregation who really have a heart to serve the seniors. Whether it's you, whether it's a home group. I was at the Watsons the other day, and what a blessing those people are. And they're looking for a way to give back into the community. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for people who are willing to give. And that's really the chaplaincy mindset is, let me just give. How can I serve you? I'm serving the body of Christ every time I go out my front door and serve you, you know? And I know that we're all of that mindset. So how do we start all this? How do we get this process rolling? Well, first and foremost, excuse me, you get informed. You have to talk it from the top down. And you have to talk, it's like looking for a job. You tell everybody you know when you're looking for a job, don't you? So you need to tell everybody you know that you're starting a ministry to seniors. And tell the people that are the seniors, tell the people that have children that are school age, that know grandparents, just keep talking it up, and you'll find that that's the absolute best way of building this ministry. As your ministry team pulls together, you need to identify who the seniors are in your midst. Take a look around you. You might want to benchmark an age. You might say, okay, from 55 and above, we'll call those seniors. But then again, you may say, nah, let's start at 85. You know, we just don't know. You know. So what you have to do is make that determination. That's going to be an individual determination for every organization, but you have to have a benchmark. You have to have a platform to start on, and you can modify it as you go along. Find out from your seniors who's responsible for them, who helps them. If they need help, what do you do? Who's helping them? Do you know those people? Can these people get in quick contact? In a moment of panic, there may be seniors in your midst who don't have an iPhone that'll automatically dial when you say, call my son. Not everybody has that. But you won't know that unless you ask the right questions. One of the things I'm thrilled that Rob has done this morning is to ask you all to fill out these forms. And after I'm done speaking, I'm going to come to each table and pick these up, by the way, so please make sure they're filled out. They're anonymous. You don't need your name on it. He's just doing a survey. But this is the type of information that'll help you identify the seniors in your organization. Who sees your seniors on a regular basis? One of the reasons that I started the program called Community Chaplains is because I realized that many seniors, a huge percentage, I don't know what the percentage is, but a huge percentage of seniors receive a free meal every day through Meals on Wheels. They receive some type of medical home visit, but what they don't receive is Christian fellowship. They don't have anybody who will come in and just listen to them or read the word to them. And that's part of ministry to seniors. We want to take care of them physically, we want to take care of them emotionally, but we more importantly want to take care of our seniors spiritually. That's where their strength to overcome physical illness comes from. Spiritual strength is what will enable them to overcome the issues of life that they're dealing with on a daily basis. So from a church body perspective, that's just the ideal thing for you to do, is to bring the gospel of Jesus Christ to these people and help them, listen to them, read to them. Vital information, again, where the seniors that you visit, where is their vital information? Ask them. People want to talk about who they are. We all do. It's human nature. It's how God made us. And so what you do is you ask. Make sure that if there's an issue, you know what to do. Do they have pets? Do they take medication? Be sure you know that information. Do regular wellness checkups. Chaplains are great at that. Your ministry team to seniors is going to be great at that. Let's just go drop in on Mary Lou and see what she's doing today. I did that, and I dropped in on my mom one day, and she was sitting there in the dark. And I'm like, what are you doing? She said, I'm just watching the sun come up. Her building faced west. And I said, what did you eat today, Mom? She said, yeah. I said, what'd you eat? She said, vegetables. Oh, my mother? Vegetables? What kind of vegetables, Mom? potato chips. And I knew it was time to bring her home. And I brought her to live with me at that point. It was a week later I had her home with me. Because if you drop in on them, you find out what's really going on. So that's what I would recommend you do. These regular wellness checkups are important. And then always, of course, check on people after they've had a medical incident, whether it's a hospital stay or whether it's just an incident or a bad fall. Just check on them. One of the things that Knowledge College is working on, and I actually haven't even mentioned this to Rob, because I was going to kind of spearhead it for you with you, is a resource directory. So that you have not only community resources at your fingertips, at your front desk at your church, but there's also going to be a place in there where you can add your church resources as well. Who do I call if my elder mother is in big trouble? Who do I call when I walk into the front door of this church? And right now, I bet you nobody could tell me. I'll call the pastor. Yeah, no. You know, you need to have that ministry team in place. Who takes your seniors for rides when they have to go someplace? Is there a transport ministry here that works with the seniors? Just all those kinds of questions. What about recreational opportunities? Do you take them places? Do they get to go places? These are all questions you need to ask about your seniors. And if somebody's stuck at home, like my daughter-in-law one time, she called me and she says, she left a message. She said, "Where are you? You didn't answer your phone. And I know you don't have a life." Yeah. Check on them. Make sure they have a life. If they need help, whether it's legal, Lynn Barrow is going to be coming up pretty soon to talk to you. He is an extraordinary attorney, he's an extraordinary man. And if you need someone who can come and talk to a senior, make sure they get the help that they need. Advocate for them. You know, Rob has shirts that say Paraclete, and I love those shirts. We need the advocate. Somebody advocates for us in front of the Father's throne. And we are so eternally grateful for his shed blood that positioned him to do that. And so what we have to do is make sure that we, in turn, who have freely received that advocacy, we return it. So, chaplains. What does a chaplain do? A community chaplain, I'm an ordained chaplain, which is a whole nother ballgame. But a community chaplain would be somebody part of a team in your church, would go out and do what they call the ministry of presence. Just be there. Sometimes just being there is all another human being really needs. And we see it day after day after day. How's that different from an ordained chaplain? Ordained chaplains fall under some rules and regulations that you never will. For example, you won't be a mandated reporter, although you should if something comes up and you see something you think is elder abuse. Oh my goodness, report it. Absolutely report it. Take care of the people that the Lord puts in front of you. How can you serve? If your church decides to go forward with this ministry to seniors, how do you serve them? Number one, have a heart for Jesus Christ. Be willing to use that J word right out loud. Say his name, speak his gospel, speak his truth. Don't knuckle under to people that say, "Oh, that's not politically correct." Yeah, well, someday I'll tell you how I feel about that, but not this morning. All I'm saying is be bold. People need the boldness that his truth reaches to the clouds. So you need to tell the truth about who God is and how he has forgiven their sins and how very, very much he loves them. So it's an easy message that everybody wants to hear. So I would encourage you to join your senior ministry teams, share that good message. Receive the right training. As a person who's going to go out into the community, the very best thing that you can do for yourself is to receive training. That's Rob's passion, is to prepare people to minister to seniors. So I would encourage you to continue finding out the training that Rob is going to be making available to you and to avail yourselves of it as you begin to get into this community of service. And be committed to it. Don't be someone who says, well,